we got pot, marijuana, ganja, weed, cannabis, what else? We have, grass, and all those new names, special names like Purple Haze and Space Cowboy. That's my favorite. Space Cowboy, hysterical. What's up? Hey, how are you? Howdy. The first puff. It's hard to know exactly why I took that first puff.
Here, just take a hit. I was really scared the first time I did it, but just take one hit. And the first time was like, but the second time was amazing. So just take one hit and see how you feel. Come on.
Cards. You can't. That's
what
right.
else am I supposed to do?
We can't afford
Print
to live
money
here.
in the
That's
basement?
the problem. No, you're.
My folks were fighting a lot, so that was messed up. And I was definitely on the sophomore overload when it came to schoolwork.
All right, students, 5 minutes for pencils down.
But I can't blame it on that stuff. Not really. I mean, some places it's even legal, right? Or they use it as medicine. Basically, I just wanted to try it. I was curious.
The first time I really remember using pot was at my friend's house.
Even though I had had such a bad attitude about it in high school, the first time I tried it, it was really sort of a casual encounter.
Every year, my girlfriends, we have like a sleepover before school starts. And they always smoked. And I'm just like, okay, what is this about? What is marijuana about? Let me find out what all the hype is about.
You know, he was having a party and he just had it there. You know, they had, an endless amount in my eyes at that time.
She said, hey, why don't we just go take a walk by the river and we'll just smoke a blunt and it'll be fun.
He was like, I hear it's not that bad. Why don't we just, try it once? If we don't like it, we don't ever have to do it again,
I thought, oh, well, it's a beautiful day outside. Why don't we just do that? Okay.
I guess I thought smoking pot was gonna make me feel like a bad person, but it didn't.
And it just sort of seemed like a very normal thing to do.
Seeing my friends do it made me more comfortable doing it. We laughed and we joked and we just ate everything in the house, and it wasn't so bad.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really get high that first night. I mean, I did a little, but it wasn't some crazy feeling, good or bad. But that second time, wow, I got really high, and I loved it. It's just like, I felt everything was super chill, super cool, super whatever. So, I got high the next night. And the next night, but that was it. That was my new rule. Only get high on weekends, Fridays and Saturdays, and Sundays. Sundays are part of the weekend, and only at parties with friends. Easy breezy.
The progression was very slow when I first started using.
First, I started out smoking, socially with my friends at different parties or events or concerts or what have you.
It seemed okay where we were once in a while if we were careful.
It wasn't like, I was turning into a worse person. It was like, I felt like I was turning into a better person. I felt like I was more comfortable around people. I could have more fun.
It was never mine. It was always somebody else offering me some because I still wasn't comfortable with the idea of buying weed myself.
It turned from, maybe once or twice a month to a couple times a month to, the weekends. And then it just kept progressing and progressing to the point where I was smoking every single day. And then once I was smoking every single day, it was multiple times a day. You know, it was just like I couldn't get enough of it.
I would wake up and smoke. I would go to class and I would smoke before class. I would smoke after class. I would smoke before I would get something to eat. Smoke after I get something to eat. Smoke when I'm happy. Smoke when I'm sad. Smoke when I fail the test. Smoke when I pass the test.
And you know, as I would smoke more and more, it basically turned into a lifestyle of mine.
So I'm going to sleep high, waking up high, and basically doing the same thing all over again.
So last week, we read about India winning its independence from Britain. And that was in 1947. Now at that time...
Mondays. Yeah. Mondays were tough with my weekend rule. Not fun at all. Especially tough was homework or tests on Mondays. I mean, when was I supposed to get that stuff done? Yeah, the D really hurt. It was my first that year. Clearly, the problem was that my stupid teachers planned too many things for Mondays.
D's. Can
It's
you
terrible.
believe this? I mean,
I can't believe this. What
you
happened?
have
Oh,
gone
yeah.
from an A
The getting a
student
D
your whole
thing?
freshman year to
Parents
an A
did not
student
love it. And they really didn't like the fact that I was going from A's and B's to C's and D's. And by D's, I actually mean F's.
colleges that you want to go to.
College don't want these.
But I had a solution.
Unacceptable.
A good one.
No.
I needed to smoke more. Because the more I smoked, the more I felt okay about my parents yelling at me and getting the bad grades and about, well, everything. But see, I was really good at hiding that I was high all the time. No one suspected anything. Especially my teachers. Let's just say going to high school high was awesome.
The real problem was when I was smoking is that when I would come down, I'd get this crappy feeling. So it really triggered this thought and theory in my mind that all the times that I'm not, you know, when I'm sober, is worse than when I'm not smoking. So my ideology on that was I should just be high all the time, you know.
At first, you start out, you smoke a bowl to go see a movie. And then it turns into you just smoke a bowl. You don't go anywhere. You just sit there. You smoke a bowl. You smoke a bowl. You smoke a bowl.
I would wake up late because I was so high the night before. And I would go to class high, smelling like weed. And I would just write whatever on tests to hurry up so I can go smoke weed with my friends.
Weed kind of gave me that comfort and that, you know, that shoulder to lean on. I guess that is why I really latched on to doing it in public as opposed to, you know, doing it at home or like in privacy.
The pot was supposed to be something that enhanced activities, but now it's just sort of what we do. It's just normal.
Do you need pot? Are you dependent on it? I would have told you no, because it became a part of my daily routine. It just became a part of me, and I was just so used to doing it, I guess I didn't realize how much I needed it.
The drug it makes you unaware of things, like incoherent to the rest of the world, but when you do it by yourself and you do it just for the reasons to get away from everyone else, it just makes it 10 times worse.
So I didn't care about where I was high. I didn't care about anything.
It puts this mask over you, and it really makes you almost blind to like the reality of the things.
So here I was. I didn't need a party to get high. Didn't need friends to get high. Didn't need it to be morning or after school or anything to get high. What I needed was an excuse not to get high.
We found it in your sock drawer, all right? And it's lucky that we found it and not the cops.
You could have got.
My parents finding my stash wasn't enough of a reason for me to stop. After all, I had all the right excuses. It's safer than alcohol. It's just like medicine. It's legal someplace. It's not getting in the way of anything. It's natural. I don't have a problem. And maybe some of those statements were true, or partially true. But the last one, the one about not having a problem, that one wasn't true. I had a problem, a really big one.
I would need things, like personal things, whether it's, personal girl stuff or gas for my car. I'm just like, where's my money going? I work every day, I work 2 jobs. Where's my money? And then I realized that I was smoking it up. And I'm just like, hey, this is kind of a problem.
So I'm sitting there counting my money, not thinking about anything. And a cop comes, he just walks up to my window. I didn't even realize it, that's how out of it I was, where I was just sitting there so focused in on the money and the pot that I had, where I didn't even realize someone walking up to my window.
We were pulled over, and my heart starts racing because this had never happened to me before.
Like, if you turn on Cops, that's basically what it was like, where you laugh at the show so much because these criminals, they're so dumb. Like, they don't even realize it, and I was that criminal, where I was so dumb I didn't even realize that I'm about to go to jail for like a federal crime.
They had the dog, and they were walking the dog around the car. Then the officer came back to the window, and he says, the dog has detected drugs in your car, and if you show me where the drugs are, then we won't arrest any of you. And when I showed him, I could tell he was slightly disappointed because, they're looking for the sort of amount that is intent to sell. They're trying to bust like the big deal people. But it's still a Class A misdemeanor in Tennessee to carry even a small amount.
It wasn't until like 4 days go by, and I'm at the jail cell where I'm like, wow, I really messed up. And I started realizing, like, I'm in a lot of trouble right now. Like, I'm probably going to jail. I'm probably not going to see a lot of people for a long time.
It didn't even occur to me. It didn't even occur to me the gravity of the legal consequences, especially in other states.
I didn't want to eat, I didn't really want to drink anything, I'm irritable, I didn't want to talk to anyone because I just need to smoke. I just need to have just one hit of a blunt and I'll just be fine. Just one hit and I'll just be okay to go. And that's when I was like, I can't do this alone. I can't do it, I need something, I need some help. So I talked to my stepdad.
Trevor, when did you start doing this?
I don't know, I was just at a party and one of my friends offered it to me and I didn't think it would be a big deal. If you told me that smoking pot was gonna get me in so much trouble a year ago, I would have laughed at you. But don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming the weed. In the end, it was my issue. I'm not sure whether weed is chemically addictive or not, but it's definitely emotionally addictive. At least for me. Hi, I'm Trevor.
Hi, Trevor.
And just like other drugs that may be legal and even offer medical relief, if all you do all day is think about how you can get back to it, if all you can do is think about that next buzz, then guess what? You have a problem. So, was I a pothead? Yeah, I guess. Is it ever something I want to be? No. Since I stopped smoking, my grades have started to work their way back up, and my parents have begun to trust me again. That was probably the worst part, losing their trust. So feel free to comment here about my story, or yours. I know I'm not the only one out there.
Things feel amazing since I have stopped smoking. I faced all of my problems. I'm human. I have problems just like everyone else does. But instead of using marijuana to, I guess, cope with those problems, I can now face them. I'm not scared of them.
It's honestly, it's a feeling that's unexplainable. It's just something that you can experience, you know. But to me, putting it in words, it's the best feeling in the world. It's better than, you know, when I would smoke weed every day and have that great feeling. You know, it's 10 times better than that.
I got over depression. I got over anxiety and panic attacks. I got over so many different things that I was struggling with that I had no idea because I was suffocating the problems with marijuana. And it just feels so amazing to not have to deal with those things anymore and to look them in the face and say, hey, I can conquer you, just like I conquered marijuana.
Certainly the attitude surrounding pot, that, you know, it's gonna be legalized and people don't care anymore if you have it, was something that I started believing. And I thought, oh, you know, this isn't gonna be a big deal. It's gonna be legal soon anyway, who even cares? But in reality, it's still illegal in many places.
You can make any choice you want, but it's the future, and you don't even know how it's going to play out. You know, in a couple years, it could turn into something you wouldn't even imagine. But you have to live with the consequences that your actions, you know, create. Be aware of what it could do and you know, what it has done to people.